let's jump down to the bottom of page 4 where it says we reveal our profiles in many ways. So our personality profiles are well established. If you guys remember that pyramid that we drew in session 1, in our unconscious I am, right? Like just like the Gallup strengths, you guys came into this world with these talents. You came into the world with that dominant personality pattern, and we tend to send signals out that if others receive, it can cause them to have certain conscious or unconscious impressions of us. So for instance, when we were kind of living in the land of Zoom and no one got a chance to kind of have that real interpersonal connection, for someone like myself that's very high in the expressive category, for those that are analyticals, I remember having this guy that thought I was genuinely disingenuous. He was like, "Who's this girl? She's always like so hyper, you know," and I'm expressive. That's just who I am, and I don't really dim my shine anywhere I go. I'm not worried about making sure I seek everyone's approval, right? And so I've arrived at that my stage, right? But that Mr. Analytical, he was a total skeptic of me and like talked crap about me in front of others, and it hurt my feelings. The woo in me did not like that, okay? So I had to figure out how can I connect with him. And it wasn't until I actually sat down and met with him one day, we was like, okay, this girl, she's not that lame. But a lot of times when you're meeting people, they don't understand that. So let's talk about how we can reveal our patterns. Number 1, our body language. So for those of you that were like, okay, am I like controlled? Like there's no chance in any day, just like I told you, I would never walk like this. Like I can't not use my hands, okay? But some of you, maybe you wouldn't even think about it. Like maybe you're a little bit more controlled, right? You don't need to get your hands involved in anything. But I'm telling you quickly, tomorrow, when you're in your classes, all 7 or 8 of them, I forget how many there are, like start to look at all of your teachers. And even the ones that are doing this, okay, you can easily see probably an expressive or maybe a driver, okay? The things that we talk about, right? When you're answering that question on there, I was like, oh, do I talk about people? Do I talk about systems? When you're sitting down with your friends, those expressives, we like to talk about friends. What's up? What'd you do, girl? What'd you do this weekend? Okay, like we're talking about people, right? But others don't talk about people. They'd rather stab their eye out, okay? So what we talk about reveals so much about us. Our pace, our tone, our energy levels, all right? Those that tend to be more analytical and amiable are a little less like, little less of a panther, a little bit more like reserved, right? The goals that we set. Again, the expressives and the drivers love setting another goal because they love accomplishments and they love being honored by those accomplishments, right? So for those of us in the room that we set a goal and we're going to set 15,000 more because we can't wait to get something else accomplished. Whereas some other people be like, oh, enough with your goals already. But that's just who we are, okay? So we really have to understand that we definitely reveal who we are by even the goals that we set. Number 5, the people with whom we associate, even our friends, all right? Some of us that can't wait to achieve another goal, we're probably going to hang out with someone else who's already achieving them because we want to learn from them. What we dress, our environment, right? Like obviously you guys are kind of governed to some degree by what you dress, right? But even the little things, your jewelry, all that kind of stuff, it is an expression of who you are. Okay? We reveal who we are and how we dress. The careers, the jobs, the positions that we choose, the neighborhoods that we live in, the cars that we drive, right? You ever notice that in your family, maybe one of your parents cares deeply about a car and others like, I don't even care, right? Like that is revealing a personality profile. And lastly, the education that we have, right? So I can think of a lot of people that are a lot of drivers that, and I got my master's here and this there, like they're telling you that because again, it's an accomplishment. But some of us would be like, I don't care about your accomplishments, but they do. So now you can get a chance when it says, how can I match my profile with theirs? Like when I get with a driver, I don't really love stroking people's ego. I don't like to tell them, oh my God, like I love paying compliments. But a lot of time a driver, I'll never forget a meeting that I had with a client and he was kind of touting the fact that he doesn't clean his own house and he's got a private jet. And in my head, I was like, ugh, like, but I was like, oh, wow, that's so cool, buddy. You know, like I'm doing that for his benefit, right? Because he's excited to tell me that. I personally do not care, but he wants to tell me that. So I am matching a little bit of who I am with him. It's a little, obviously a teeny weeny bit fake because to some degree I don't care about that stuff. But in order for me to make him feel like he's cared for, I'm honoring that. Does that make sense?